Listen here, motherfuckers. Listen here, motherfuckers. It's Above It All, featuring me, Andrea, the person who is in fact above it all, right? So, like, okay, now that I've got the intro out of the way, okay, so just read this text real quick. Steve Mnuchin says a $1,200 check should last 10 weeks. Adjusted annually means he believes Americans can survive on $6,240 annual salary or $3.12 an hour. Okay, so let me just play the clip.
These checks in the mail or direct deposit, it's really bridge liquidity for people as they go through these difficult times.
Bridge liquidity for about 8 weeks?
Well, I think the entire package provides economic relief overall for about 10 weeks.
So 10 weeks. Again, adjusted for working, it's about $3 an hour. So you're telling people that we're making $7 an hour and they can barely get by. You know, they're all their credit lines are fucking maxed, right? Like they've asked for multiple extensions on their phone bill, their light bill. You're asking them to take more than a half pay cut. Unbelievable. Absolutely, positively unbelievable stuff. And again, I've been getting all these Trump motherfuckers. They're going like, oh, he's giving us money. Leave them to go. Get them out. Give them money. Go, money, money, money. And it's like, yeah, in some instances, free money, right? That's good. But for a lot of people, the stimulus is supposed to alleviate the fact that they just fucking lost their goddamn jobs, right? Like, there's lots of people that are lucky in the sense that they haven't lost their job. You know, if you consider that lucky, if you consider having to go to work every day and potentially get a virus, if you consider that lucky, right? A lot of people are lucky in this, so they still have money coming in. Some people, like at, grocery stores and some specific grocery stores, are getting raises. And then on top of that, are getting the stimulus checks. And yeah, that's going to be good for now. It's still April, motherfucker. We still have May, June, July before we have even a remote understanding of that, like how this is actually going to affect this country, right? It's April, motherfucker. He's trying to set this up. The reason he's saying 10 weeks here is not because he really thinks that this will help people for 10 weeks and that people should spend, no money on anything and be as frugal as possible. He's not saying that. He thinks that the coronavirus pandemic in this country will last 10 weeks. That's why he's saying this, because he doesn't want to do another check run. He doesn't want to put any more money in people's hands. So he's saying 10 weeks, and then in 10 weeks from now, he'll say the pandemic's on the way down, everything's fine, everything's going to get back to normal soon, so we don't really need to do anything. This lasted about 10 weeks, and by our numbers, by our models, everything looks fine, and everything should be back to normal very soon, so we don't need to, and that's what he's setting himself up for. That's the whole purpose of this bullshit. And again, it all goes back to say that these fucking people don't know anything about fucking anything, right? Like them are when there was this viral clip, not viral clip, I guess I shouldn't say this in this context, but one of the things that made George H.W. Bush kind of lose sway with a lot of people in 1992 was the fact that he struggled to figure out how to use a grocery bag, and he just had no idea, wait, what? And then that was one of the things back then, when you study some things about how certain elections went before the internet and stuff, and that's one of those things that again normal people will see that and go this guy doesn't do his own shopping. He's literally never in his entire life ever went to the grocery store. It's one of those things where you just think, right? You just think, do these people know anything? Do they know anything? No, they don't. They don't know a goddamn thing. Just a reminder for anyone who's potentially a Kamala Harris fan in 2020, which I can't fathom, by the way. Reminder, this guy right now, the current Treasury Secretary, could be in jail right now. And you want to know why he's not? You want to know why he's out here flipping and flopping and flopping around? Because Kamala Harris said, he's my bud. I won't prosecute him. Fucking Kamala's staff basically made the case for her and then said, all right, we've compiled all the information, now let's just here's the documents, you don't need to do anything except show up. And then Kamala's like, nah, Mnuchin is my man. So keep in mind, both parties interlocking in their hatred. Like, that meme where it's like you got the big fist fucker and then you got the other one and they do this or whatever and it shows like whatever on both sides? That's the Democratic Party and that's the Republican Party, and they're both basically in lockstep trying to make sure that you die. Not die necessarily of starvation. I just spat all over the place. I hope that didn't show up in the camera. Not die necessarily of starvation. Die of the pandemic, maybe. Maybe, I don't know, we haven't had a national moratorium on fucking evictions or on a rent freeze, right? So maybe you get kicked out of your house. Maybe, okay, you're a single mother, you got 2 kids, and oops, you don't have a house anymore, so now you're homeless. That's what these people want. They want you to die. And that's what it's bizarre to me how any human being could ever, for even a single solitary fucking, not just a second, but like a fraction of 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 a centisecond, could ever possibly take these motherfuckers seriously. It's bizarre to me. I can't fathom how someone could get duped that badly. Like again, the writing's on the motherfucking wall, right? Like, what the 10 weeks? Are you kidding me? Is this a joke? Like, fucking, we've reached 6-7 million people have been filing for unemployment in the last fucking 10 days. Like, what? What? Right? Like, what? So stupid. So stupid.